In this last video for this chapter, we're going to add some edge loops for the elbow and the knee area. For a hinge type joint like this, you generally need about 3 edge loops as a minimum to keep the joint from kinking as you animate it. And often you'll have more if it's a detailed geometry and there's all kinds of muscles or armor plating things or whatnot on a costume, but you need 3 at a minimum. And so we're going to do that. It's going to be pretty easy here. Now, one thing we're going to do, since this is a geometry addition operation, remember our symmetry doesn't really add geometry to a second side to be equal to what we do on a first side. So, we could do both sides independently, but we're going to use our other trick of deleting one side of the geometry. So we're going to just work on one side and then mirror it to get the second side. So let's go. All right, come into the elbow area here and to that edge loop, and then we want to use the offset edge loop tool. So come up to our tool shelf, offset edge loop, and click on this first one, and then move these into position, and that looks good. Okay, so we can finish this here. We'll just click off and go to the select tool. Okay, so now come down to the knee, and we don't have anything, any geometry in the knee area, so we need to insert an edge loop first. So that's this tool here. And come down and select the edge of the leg. There it is, about in the middle. Looks good. Now we need a offset. And so here's our offset edge loop. Get it into position. Okay, and we'll click the W key and click off the geometry. So there it is, one side's done, and we could just do the other side independently, but we're going to use our little mirror geometry symmetry trick. So let's switch to a front view now. And we need smooth shade and wireframe on shade, center it up, go to face mode. And now we'll select the geometry on one side and delete it. And go to object mode, select the object, go to our mesh menu, and down at the bottom, mirror geometry, a little square, and make sure it's selected in the negative X since we have the positive X here, and merge with original and merge vertices. And click apply, and there it is. Okay, so it's all selected, all good. Go back to object mode. It's one object. So now let's hit our 3 key for a smooth preview, and let's go back to the perspective view and center this up a little bit. Okay, looks good, looks nice. Again, this is just a start. Go back to our actual geometry. Now, as we've been building this, we've been doing a lot of operations, and as we said, Maya remembers these. So we've got a lot of history here. If you look up here in the attribute editor, you have all kinds of tabs, and a lot of these are just because of those operations, and that's a lot for Maya to remember. And if you're going to undo a lot of this, well, then you need those. But once you have the character about where you want it, well, it's time to delete history. And actually, delete history is an operation we might like to have here in our tool shelf. So, edit, delete by type, delete history. Now we're going to hold down the Control key and the Shift. So we're not actually going to delete by history, we're going to add it to our tool shelf. And there it is. You can kind of see it behind the menu. Click off here. And now select it from here and watch our attribute editor. And boom, a lot of those tabs went away. So now our scene's all cleaned up. We have the character we want. Next chapter we'll do a little more challenging organic modeling project. But that's it for now. So you can save your scene, and we'll see you in the next video.